If there is a land of tomatoes anywhere in the world, it's found across the provinces of Campania and Apulia. Localized climate conditions are optimal for these peculiar delicacies, which ripen bright red and round out of flowers like seeded fruits, but serve as vegetables when plucked, cut, and cooked.
The climate it's very good for tomatoes because you need to have quite a wet winter, because tomato is a production that tends to use a decent amount of water, and a dry summer.
South Italy is also ideal because Apulia is close to the sea, with lots of land for large-scale production. And Campania has very good volcanic soil that's very fertile for growing tomatoes. Ladoria does not grow its own tomatoes, but has worked with specialist farmers in the region since Deodato's grandfather and namesake founded the company in 1954. Deodato represents the third generation of this family business. His father, Antonio Ferraioli, is the CEO, while his cousin Enzo Deodato Lamberti heads their UK subsidiary.
We don't own farms, so we work with farmers. We are tomato processors, but we have a long-lasting relationship. We've been working with them for more than 50 years.
The tomato season is relatively short and intense, from the end of July to the end of September. Each specimen must be perfect when picked, because it will be canned whole or chopped within 24 hours of harvesting.
That's also the reason why all our tomatoes are coming from Italy. This obviously makes the processing time very busy and intense, but at the same time it gives us the possibility of giving to our customer the most possible fresh product.
Since these tomatoes are processed during the season, they tend to be much tastier than any tomato that you might buy in winter, which was probably grown in a greenhouse and not under these natural conditions. Spinneys customers can certainly taste the benefit of Ladoria's working practices, especially in its peeled cherry tomatoes, which are a premium product Ladoria makes for Spinneys. The company is now vertically integrated in such a way that it also manufactures its own cans. While those half-century relationships with growers have seen working conditions gradually improved by way of technology, from mechanical harvesting to digital crop monitoring and precision farming.
Harvesting is all automated. This is something that ensures also better working condition for people in the fields. The machines, they take the plant and they shake it. In this way the tomato drop then on the sorting belt.
This is followed by the first round of sorting, during which stones and mud are removed. Tomatoes are then manually selected before being automatically packed into boxes. After this, the boxes are loaded onto trucks and then transported to the Ladoria factory. Regular ethical audits in the field ensure that everything is done to the highest standards, and sustainability has become part of the process in line with its growing importance to the average consumer. In 2016, Ladoria was the first Italian tomato company to produce a sustainability report outlining its carbon dioxide reduction goals.
We have been able to map our CO2 consumption throughout all our extended supply chain, and we put into place several activities in order to reduce our impact from a sustainability perspective. For instance, we are setting up new photovoltaic plants to be always less reliable on energy coming from non-renewable sources.
New techniques are now in place to minimize damage to the soil, find natural alternatives to chemical agents, and reduce the water and food wastage that was formerly inherent in such large-scale production. In 2022, the company recovered some 98% of its food waste. Discarded peels and seeds can be reused in animal feed, while fruit kernels are passed on to the confectionery industry. For more than a decade, the company has also operated under the banner of Tradizione Italia, a trade consortium that brings together other brands whose products can be similarly stamped as made in Italy.
So we are a tomato producer, but in the consortium there are a pasta producer, oil producers, a balsamic vinegar producer, and the objective is that we go together around the world promoting the authenticity of the made in Italy and the excellence of our products.
There is no competition within the consortium, as all the businesses share customers in common. Many of these are Spinneys shoppers who can taste the sweetness of the land in every can of Ladoria's tomatoes.